Welcome to the player ratings. I'm Dee and I'm joined by Patrick here to discuss that 3-0 win for the bunch of nobodies over Arsenal. We'll be talking about the player ratings. We're going through the individual performances. As always, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And also let us know in the comment section down below your ratings from the game, whether you agree or disagree with us. But I'm joined by Patrick. As always, Patrick, it's a good feeling. It's always a good feeling when you win 3-0, and especially, what happened before the game and, people not respecting our players. Let's talk about some of the players that weren't getting the respect that they deserved before the game.
Yep.
And we'll start off with the goalkeeper, as always. Let's start off with Vicente Guaita. So I gave him a 7, you gave him an 8. In all honesty, he didn't have much to do. He only made 3 saves, and them saves itself, I don't remember any of them saves being like a massive save. It gives credit to the defense that we're going to be talking about in a second. But yeah, you gave him an 8, which was pretty high, and I gave him a 7. I thought he had a solid game in terms of what he had to do, but he didn't have to do much.
No, not much. Give him credit for that by Partey in the first half. But again, D, 9 clean sheets and 25 starts. Guy's having a great season. Clearly, he's having a great season. Really is.
And he's having a great season because of him and these defenders. And let's start off with Nathaniel Clyne. 7 for me once again, 8 for you, 1 rating higher. In this game, even the stats prove I don't think he had much to do in terms of I don't remember him being targeted as much. It's pretty much the person on the other end, Tyrick Mitchell, which we're going to talk about. But I gave him a 7, you gave him an 8. I don't think he had much to do in this game. But one thing that I do want to say is that even though maybe defensively he didn't have much to do, he didn't look out of place once again. And we say this week in, week out. And I am so happy for the guy. The fact that he's got his football back and running again. And, he's got a future. He's got a future with us. Let us know in the comment section down below. Would you give Nathaniel Clyne a contract extension for another year or 2? Let us know. Let's move on to the defenders. Mark Gahey, 8.5 from both of us.
Yeah.
Better than Ben White. I'm going to stick with that. Future.
No doubt.
Future Crystal Palace. Future, not Crystal Palace captain. Future England captain.
Oh,
he didn't look out of place. And the one thing that I noticed, forget about the stats, the one thing that I noticed in this game is that whenever Lacazette touched the ball, he was there. He was literally there. Didn't give it any breathing space. At times, especially in the first half that I noticed, he stepped up quite well. And once again, he didn't look out of place. And not many players caused him trouble in this game.
D again, man. Undefeated as Palace captain so far, 45 successful passes, 80%. We only, as a team, were 71%, so he was way up there. I want to give him credit for a couple of things. One is the 11 to 15 on long passes. We know how good Anderson is, but he's getting there too. But also on the goal, really is. On the goal to Ayew, the ball came from Gahey to Anderson to that ball to Ayew. Underrated. People don't realize that. I mean, we play the ball along the back very, very well, but you got to give credit, man. The ball that he played, simple ball, but a good, good thoughtful ball to Anderson for the goal. Gahey really stepped up. And like you've been saying, man, all over the different media outlets, future England captain, better than Ben White, and it's not even close.
You said it yourself. It's not even close. Joachim Anderson, you gave him a 9. I gave him 8.5. But Patrick, we have to stop with him because we talk about his distribution. His distribution is great. We understand that. But defensively, when he's that good defensively alongside his distribution, that is just unfair. It's unfair. There's no other words for it. Yesterday, he looked very solid at the back. Normally, we talk about Mark Gahey being that solid defender and Joachim Anderson being that outlet in terms of passing forward. But Joachim Anderson did have his long balls, but also he made them tackles. He made quite important challenges as well. I remember, I think it was in the first half, sliding tackle, and his defensive game is improving week by week. And he's still young. He's not that old. So with him, we're talking about Mark Gahey and his potential. But Joachim Anderson, I feel like he hasn't peaked yet as well.
Let's get into it. He's going to the World Cup with Denmark, so good for him. That only make him a better player. 6 clearances, 5 recoveries, 2 out of 3 ground duels won, 3 out of 5 aerial duels won. Kept Lacazette quiet the entire game. 2 assists. The pass to break the lines to Ayew was brilliant. Like someone else said on Twitter, Rooney made comment about the comment being an average pass, or whatever the comment was. If that was anybody else, Liverpool player, Man City player, they'd be showing that pass for the rest of the season. It's a brilliant pass by Ayew. even though he wasn't winning that quote unquote an assist for that first goal, for him to win that ball for Mateta's header was massive. Knock it back.
In the air. Yeah, remember this is like a
beginning of the season.
Beginning of the season. He can't jump. He can't do this. Winning headers now, which and now in this game, in previous games as well. He's improving game on game with aerial ability, which he should do because he's a tall player. But once again, another improvement.
But that's not his strong suit. But again, under Vieira, he's brought that into his locker. And let's not even made a joke after the game. And look at the free kick. He didn't score. And Vieira made the comment in practice he doesn't score them. But it was a good free kick. And he almost caught Ramsdale. Ramsdale cheated that side. Listen, man, he's come on leaps and bounds for me. And I might want to give it to Zaha, man of the match to me was Joachim Andersen yesterday. He was absolutely brilliant yesterday. Brilliant.
Well, you might give it a little spoiler alert, but let's move on to Mitchell before we talk about Zaha. He's still down the list. Tyrick, both gave him an 8. And the reason why I gave him a rating higher than Nathaniel Clyne personally is because I felt like he was targeted. I felt like he was targeted by Saka.
Yeah.
And Tyrick Mitchell going home, emptying his pockets, taking his phone out, taking his keys out, and then all of a sudden Saka comes out as well. Yep. Surprise. Yep. I'm not surprised, to be fair. Some people might be, but Tyrick Mitchell, he has been solid this season. This is what I've been saying about Mitchell. In terms of players going past him, apart from Salah, I don't remember Tyrick Mitchell struggling massively all season long in terms of dealing defensively. And once again, in this game, I don't know if you noticed it, but Saka actually switched sides. He switched sides after a while. Especially second half.
Right, so to go to Clyne's side.
I feel like Tyrick Mitchell won that battle once again, and you have to give the credit when it's due because he made his debut for England as well. What a week for him.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Mitchell and Clyne shows you the importance of having fullbacks. Look what happened yesterday with Arsenal, losing Tierney and Tomiyasu. Massive drop-off with Tavares and Suarez. Yesterday, Mitchell, just real quick, 3 out of 3 tackles won, 5 out of 5 ground duels won. Absolutely, like you just said, pocketed Saka, and Saka is a brilliant player. Going to the other side. And again, man, we are so very lucky to produce a player of this quality because he's played every game this season pretty much and has played well all game. He's just been a brilliant addition to the team. Love Tyrick Mitchell. Great game yesterday. Brilliant.
And he's not done yet. I just want to say this. He
is just starting. In terms of only just beginning.
That's what I said. I remember after the Wolves game when we were talking about his crossing into the box, I was saying he's only going to get more regular and only going to get better because he's still so young and we've seen improvement.
Right.
So Tyrick Mitchell, if you think this is the end product and if you think this is great, then you're in for a massive treat because I genuinely believe the way that his career is going, fingers crossed, that everything goes smoothly and then he still improves as a player. He's still, exactly. He's going up. And moving on to midfield, Cheikhou Kouyaté. 8 from you, 7.5 from me. Kouyaté, it's like the only downside that I can get from this is what normally happens. I think about the contract situation. If it was younger, his age, if he was on a long-term contract, great. But he's not. But yesterday, once again, in terms of screening the back four, he has proven that he is the man for that role. And once again, yesterday, Patrick, he done that perfectly fine. Vera talked about it as well after the game, saying we wanted to push Arsenal out wide because we know that they want to go through the middle. And maybe Kouyaté didn't make that many tackles. I'm not too sure if he actually had that many tackles statistically. But one thing that stats don't prove is his positioning. He was screening that back four. He was the reason why they couldn't make that many passes through the middle so that he can make them tackles. So I thought he had an excellent game yesterday, shuffling to left, right, middle. And fantastic from him. And was he injured after? Because I haven't read back.
I don't think he was. I think Vieira said he was tired. That's why he took him out. But let me tell you something. 2 out of 4 ground duels, 30 minutes, 70% pass accuracy. Again, you hit on the point about screening. Kept Partey quiet. By the way, Partey turned the ball over yesterday 10 times. That was because of both Gallagher and Kouyaté. And let me tell you something. I don't know about you.
Well, by the way. He's in
100%. He was playing great. He was playing great before. Yes, great. Exactly. Mike Odegaard. Didn't hear his name until he fouled Wilf. I'm not joking. I swear to you, the first half I don't remember him playing.
I forgot he was even playing. I was like,
exactly.
That's Odegaard.
This great player they've been bragging about all season, that great how important he is to Arsenal. And he has been good. Yesterday, non-existent. Why? In part, people like Kouyaté. Kouyaté yesterday, again, under Vieira, has come on leaps and bounds. Brilliant all season. Great game yesterday. Underrated, understated. Great game.
Exactly. Contract extension. Do you give him one, Patrick?
I would. You know, there are guys I wouldn't give one to. People like Tompkins or Luca or even Benteke, but Kouyaté, you have to re-sign him. You have to. You have to.
Let us know in the comment section, do we and should we resign Cheikhou Kouyaté? He's not the youngest, and he would want a good paycheck as well, because this could be his last contract, you know, in terms of wages, in terms of how much he can earn. Do you go beyond to offer Kouyaté that contract, or do you think it might be a good time to move on at the end of the season? It's not going to be easy, especially if he's playing like this. And now let's move on to the another midfielder that I want to talk about. That we had, you know, a few comparisons with other players from Arsenal before the game as well. Conor Gallagher, 8.5. I understand he's on loan from Chelsea. I understand some people saying that he shouldn't have played because the loan system is rigged and that Chelsea players shouldn't play against Arsenal whilst on loan.
Ridiculous. I saw that one. What a deluded comment. Deluded.
But in terms of Conor Gallagher itself, look, there were Arsenal fans that gave him praise. There were.
Of course.
Some people did say his quality, and some people do know his worth. Yesterday, one thing that I'll say is, once again, I'm not talking about statistics. I'm talking about just watching him play. At times, he was further ahead than Wilfried Mateta, and he's a midfielder. And the reason for that is his engine in terms of his pressing. And you could say, oh, running. He's not running for the sake of running. He actually contributed massively in terms of not allowing Arsenal to play out from the back. And yesterday, what a performance. Even something little like that makes a huge impact in terms of the way that Arsenal want to play. And Conor Gallagher was at the forefront for that. In terms of send that press and let others follow him. Yesterday, fantastic game once again. And, you know, I wish we could keep him for longer than one season, but it doesn't seem like it. But he done his thing yesterday, Patrick. And that's why he was highly rated by me.
100%. D, I didn't even realize it. Vera mentioned in the post-match, he had a slight hamstring injury, which I didn't even realize, or an issue, and still played.
Ow.
He had the least. Yeah, exactly. His work rate was ridiculous. He had 29 touches, least of any player on the field. It didn't matter. His work rate was ridiculous. He triggered the press. Every time Ramsey had the ball, who's in front of him? Conor Gallagher. He's pressing the goal. Central midfield, not as a striker. When he pressed, Ayew pressed, Mateta pressed, Zaha pressed. That kid is so integral to when we play. It's unbelievable. He had a great game yesterday. He was so important. So stats don't matter. He had an assist, by the way. Good free kick for the Mateta goal, by the way. You don't realize that. Free kick. But honestly, didn't have a quote-unquote real assist. Didn't have a goal, but played fantastically. Work rate unbelievable. Was great yesterday. I mean, we're going to miss him. And I'm going to say it again. We're not going to sign him. Let's just enjoy him. Let's hope Epps can do the job next season or someone else can. We're not going to keep him. But let me tell you something. Under our system, he's perfect. Go somewhere else, might not be as good. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, it's good. It's a fair comment to make. We'll see what he does after Palace, whether he comes back, which is very unlikely. But you never know. We'll see. Keep our hopes high until we actually see final decision by him. Last midfielder, Jeffrey Schlupp. Both gave him a 7. I don't think there is much to add about that. I don't think he had a bad game. When he moved out wide, he tried to dribble the ball a couple of times, but there wasn't much that I noticed in particular from this game. Maybe do you notice anything in terms of Jeffrey Schlupp?
What I say, you mentioned before, he did a good job of forcing them outside. All right, and also Xhaka, Partey, and Odegaard, we mentioned before, were non-existent, and that comes down to Gallagher, Kouyaté, and Schlupp. All three of them did a great job working together in conjunction. So I've got to give him credit. Yeah, the stats will not show it, but I thought Schlupp played just like Kouyaté. You won't see it statistically, but he played a solid game. And you're right, he drove the ball forward when he had to and played a very good game and was very able to, maneuver himself around from inside to outside. I thought he had a good game yesterday.
Should we talk about the goal scorers now? Like, we talked about defenders. We're talking about midfielders. Let's start with the goal scorers. Let's start with the Ghanaian Prince, Jordan Ayew. He's going to the World Cup. He came back and he scored a goal here as well. He's having a great week. I gave him an 8. But you know what, Patrick? With Jordan Ayew, I have to admit, I wasn't upset when he started. But recently, his performances when he has played, it hasn't been great. And I remember talking about this with you as well, saying
post AFCON,
ever since the AFCONs, post AFCONs, I felt like he lost a bit of edge. Like it seemed like he didn't have anything to play for. And you know what it is? He went back with Ghana, beat Nigeria, and he's got something to play. It seemed like whatever happens at international break, it impacts the performance for club level. And once again, yesterday, Jordan Ayew, I know we didn't have Elise, but Jordan Ayew, after a performance like that, you simply can't drop him. I thought the goal was great in itself as well. Just anticipating that, and then the finish as well. The finish was great. It was left foot as well. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Left foot as well. Left foot, absolutely.
Exactly. It was left foot. And then in terms of, his work rate, we already know what he can offer on the pitch as well. I thought he had a phenomenal performance yesterday. And if he gets his high from Ghana, and if he's not going to play for Ghana, and that's all done and dusted, now he's got a World Cup to look forward to, then we might see the best of Jordan Ayew for the next month or two, because he's got something to play for.
Yeah. Did you see his post-match interview?
No, I haven't seen it.
So it's on Palace TV if you get a chance. You can tell the Elise playing has fired him up. He made the comment about, well, I haven't had a chance to play lately because Elise has been so good. But I think the chance that he got yesterday, he figured, I better grab it. Because Elise is playing so well. He played really well. Killed Tavares. Just killed Tavares all game. Neutralized him big time. Couldn't get forward. Loved the way he was able to find that gap between Gabriel and Tavares the entire match. And that ball again from Anderson. The control that listen, it was a stupid slide tackle by Gabriel in the first place. But once he's past him, good control, middle of the field, good finish. On his second goal all season. So it's not like he's killing it. But let me tell you something, man. Big goal for us. And again, you're right, D. He hadn't played well post-AFCON. Yesterday, we need him to step up. I don't know who else would have played there, honestly. Maybe Ebbs, maybe Edouard, which Wilf. Maybe Jeff, exactly. But my point is, he's the best person to play there. Him and Clyne, by the way, were very good together defensively. We always say how good he is defensively. Ayew played really well. I'm so glad. Listen, I've been a big supporter of his. People have been killing him off and on all season. But the fans gave him a great ovation when he came off yesterday. So good for him. He deserves it. Good for him, man. Going to the World Cup with Ghana. Let's go, Jordan. Good for him.
Would you guys play Jordan Ayew in the next game against Leicester? If he's fit, let us know. Because Elise was on form, and Jordan Ayew, after a performance like that, can you drop him? I feel like, based on what Vieira's done in the past, you can. We've seen Eze not start this game, and he had a great game against Everton. But interesting. I wonder if there's going to be a bit more competition going on there. Maybe we might not see Elise as much. Maybe not if Ayew's playing like this. But it's good for the team. That's what that matters at the end of the day. And now another goal scorer, 9.5. Patrick, I had to do it. Wow. 9.5. I don't think when's the last time I've given a 9.5? Maybe to Elise. You gave him a 9. Cedric versus Zaha shouldn't even happen. That's just unfair. I felt sad watching that. I mean, it was just like Zaha was laughing at times whilst going past Cedric. Great game, and even after the game, I was talking to some Arsenal fans. They were saying Pepe's still better than Zaha. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Please,
but
please.
Wilf yesterday, he's a man that is motivated. Every time he plays against Arsenal, he has his motivation. But yesterday, he done his talking on the pitch. We didn't see him in the previous game against Arsenal because it was out due to COVID or injury. But in this game, he caused them problems. And of course, that penalty as well. Last thing, that penalty, Arsenal didn't have to foul him. They didn't have to foul him. It's literally 1 against 3. But once again,
3 players. Exactly.
They still couldn't contain him. And it just, that penalty pretty much summed up his performance throughout the game. Brilliant defensively. I don't know if you got the stats up there. Ground jewels. I think he won about 9 out of 11.
11 out of 18. 11 out of 18.
11 out of 18. 11 out of 18 defensively. And brilliant going forward. I thought it was pretty much close to 10 out of 10. I don't know why I didn't give him a 10, but fantastic from him yesterday.
I could have given him man of the match. I agree with you. I thought Anderson was really, really good. But let me tell you something. Wilf was on it yesterday. 100% on it. Really great. Penalty. 6 out of 7 penalties of his career. He's made 4 out of 5 this season. He's now got 10 goals in the league this season. I can think that one more. Yeah, he's got 11 at one season. Double digit for the 3rd season. It was great yesterday. You're right. Tormented Suarez. What I liked about that Suarez thing was that, I don't know if you remember, it's like 23rd minute when he gets tackled by Suarez, he kind of turns and laughs at him.
I remember that.
Gets all upset.
I was watching that. Suarez was fuming.
Right.
He was
fuming. Why are you so mad?
Yeah, he was mad. I was like, he was just like, I could see about the aggression as well in terms of tackling him because the Will done him there, and then he was like, he was getting mad, and then Will just turned around and started laughing. Because this is what Will ain't dumb. He knows as well. Look, Arsenal and all these teams, they know that he will react to a challenge.
Exactly.
They did try to send 2-3 players, but you know what Wilf done? He laughed it off. And when he laughs it off, it's over for you because
it's over for
when
you
you can't get to him, when you can't get to him to his head, and he plays like that, you just can't stop him. And yesterday, Wilf didn't let the Arsenal players get to him, and I feel like that helped them a lot as well, because if they did try to do a challenge on him, he wasn't crying about it. He was like, all right, I'm just going to go beat you again. As simple as that. And when you have that mentality, you can't stop him. You just can't.
Yeah. And so I got to give him credit for that. I think I'm going to give a lot of credit to Vieira for changing his mindset. But I also want to say, I heard it yesterday or read it somewhere yesterday. The red card against Tottenham, he changed a lot since that red card. I mean, he went to AFCON kind of soon thereafter. But honestly, since that red card, he hasn't had those overreactions. But again, I've never been a person to worry about that because that's how he is. But you're right, man. Yesterday's that whole mentality where I'll brush off and go again. He killed them yesterday. He was a one-man wrecking crew. But then you added in Mateta and you add in Ayew to that yesterday. I mean, it was just brilliant. Again, close amount of match for me. Could have given him a 10, honestly. But I thought Anderson, because of the assist, was just a little bit better and defensively. But Wilf was absolutely brilliant yesterday. Fantastic performance yesterday. Really, really, really good. There he is.
Talk about Mateta. Talk about the goal scorer.
Boom, boom.
You know what?
Mateta's in the room.
The striker better than your play Mateta.
Mateta. Boom, boom, boom.
You know what? Yesterday, one thing I noticed is that the hairs were loose. As soon as I saw the hairs, like, all right. I realized that. I was like, yeah, he's on a mission. He's on a mission. And
ready for that header.
He showed it. He showed exactly what he was. What he meant on the pitch. He caused problems. He caused massive problems.
All game, yeah.
And we're talking about Arsenal defense with Gabriel and Ben White, which are highly rated. And like they were struggling. They were struggling from Wilfried Mateta. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And I won't stop saying it. When we first signed Mateta, you can go back and you can watch them videos. Right. I was not too sure. Sure whether it was too quick and whether we bought into the hype. But I can happily admit it here that, you know, Mateta has proven everyone, including me, that was doubting him. He is getting better by the game. And yesterday with that goal as well, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 performance, caused problems all game long, scored a goal. Can't really get better than that. I feel like Vieira done a good job by subbing him off, though, because as I said to you, I do notice him getting a bit tired at times. And
he gets tired,
Wilf up front worked as well, but brilliant from him, Patrick. Absolutely brilliant performance.
Yeah, see, this is the thing with me. I'm not going to say I was a big Mateta fan at the beginning. My always thing is give a player a chance. Give them 10, 15 games, give them half a season, give them a season, then we can judge them. We tend as Palace fans to write off players before we give them a chance. Hodgson, last season wrote him off without giving the player a chance. This season, he's 24 years old, D. 24.
Young.
And Vieira, exactly, has tapped into the potential. Like Gallagher, for our press, he is perfect. Runs himself into the ground, and he's a quality finisher. Left foot, right foot, and now you can see with the header. Looks like he has Millwall, the header. Let me tell you something, man. Bullied their defenders. And let me tell you something. He's keeping Edouard and Mateta on the bench. Edouard and Mateta can play. They can play. One player is an international and played for Belgium and Liverpool. One player played for Celtic and was the leading goal scorer in the Scottish Premier League.
What's about Scrubs as well? Yeah.
Exactly. They both have. So let me tell you something. He's done great, man. You know, again, I got to give him credit, man. Movement for the goal was really, really good. His face light up on that goal when he saw the ball going. I feel that still picture. His face lights up. You know what I mean? I love.
As soon as, you know what the funny thing is? When he sees that ball, when his face lights up, I don't think he's even like that he's going to score the goal. He's probably thinking about the corner flag right before he even takes the face.
Exactly. I'm going to kick one.
Exactly. That's what he's thinking about. He's like, the corner flag. I'm coming.
Corner flag, exactly. Brilliant, man. He's been great. He's been so good this year. Yeah.
We're running a bit over time, but you can't blame us for it. After that 3-0 win, we have to
gotta enjoy it. Gotta enjoy it.
Exactly.
Gotta enjoy
we have to enjoy the moment. We're living. It's a great time to be a Palace fan. Honestly, just smiling on my face. Exactly.
The best.
Still got big games coming up. So let's talk about this bench. So MacArthur 6.5. The only thing that I had with Macca is that it's good that he's back.
I'm gonna say the same thing. Very good, yeah.
And I wonder what happens with him. Does he go into the starting lineup? I think ahead of Jeffrey Schlupp, he does.
Chelsea, possibly. Chelsea, because Gallagher can't play. So there's a possibility there.
Yeah. That's a good shout. I thought that was good to see that Mac is back. Hopefully he stays fit.
Agree.
Because it's the age thing I talked about at the start of the season. I think with Vieira's style of football and how demanding it is, I feel like he's going to catch up to Macca. And hopefully I'm wrong, just like the Mateta thing. But with the injuries that's been happening, I can see it. I can slightly see what I've been fearing that's happening, and I guess it's normal because he's not the youngest player. Edouard came on, I gave it 6.5 as well, but I don't think he had a particularly great appearance off the bench. I don't remember anything that he done in particular. And Luke as well, I thought he done a solid job for Kouyaté when Kouyaté went off in terms of screening defense. But overall, I feel all three of them subbed. They didn't do anything great that I can remember, but they didn't do anything bad. They just stuck with the game plan and executed it well. I think that's the most supportive thing. But look, Patrick, just want
to add though that I do like the fact that again Vieira's subbing at the right time. The sub of Mateta was good when Wolf went up front. He drew the penalty kick. So like I said, I just like the way that we're seeing out games much better. And the subs, whether they come on and score goals, they just come in and do their job. That's what you ask for, honestly. So
we talk about performance, how much we've improved from when we last faced him to now. But when you look at the subs as well, remember James Tompkins came on the last time around.
Yes, exactly.
And now we look at these subs as well. They're way more positive. There you go. So it shows when you look at the last time we faced him to now, in terms of performance, even in terms of tactics and what Vieira is doing, we've seen improvements there as well.
100%.
He is growing as a manager, and that is the key. That's what I said when he first signed for us. As long as he wants to grow as a manager, as long as he knows his mistakes and he wants to build up on it, I am happy. It's going to be a process, and it's good so far. It's good so far. But look, that's it from the player ratings. We beat a bunch of nobodies. That is, beat Arsenal 3-0. Happy once again. For me, this was a warm-up game, and honestly, I wasn't going to be too upset if we lost.
Bonus game, exactly.
We've got a massive game coming up against Chelsea in a couple of weeks' time, but we got that performance. Let us know your player ratings in the comment section down below. And if you have enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. And until next time, up the Palace.
Eagles.